Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, I'm going to be telling you guys 15 things you need to know before you end up buying the brand new Progen PR4 open wheel Formula 1 car in GTA Online. So this type of vehicle is brand new to GTA 5. In fact, we're going to talk about a lot of the changes that Rockstar made. Let's first begin with the price of this vehicle. It is pretty expensive. It's going to be $3,515,000, making it one of the most expensive vehicles in the game. Now, you might also be wondering, well, is this a supercar? Has Rockstar classed it as something else? Turns out they actually have. This is not in the supercar class category. This is in a category of its own, the open wheel category. So I kind of guess this makes you wonder if Rockstar plans on adding more of these types of vehicles going forward in the future. But regardless, now you know it's in its own class, the open wheel. This is also what its interior looks like as well. There's not much. You can see a very futuristic speedometer and tachometer there. And that's about it. Obviously it's a one-seater, as you guys can see there. And this is one of the more unique vehicles that Rockstar have ever added. And you can see that when we bring this into the Los Santos custom shop, sure enough, it says that it is in the open wheel category. Now, customization is a little bit sparse on this car, but there is still a handful of things that you can do. There's 14 options of customization. Starting with bodywork, there's a handful of different panels that you can remove. You can switch between a Mark II, 3, and 4 body, even some lightened and vented variants of it as well. There's also a handful of front bumper options too, championship, legendary wings, circuit attack front wings, lots of fun, fascinating names that are on this list. You can also upgrade, obviously, the engine, the turbo. The first big thing we get into here that makes these vehicles unique are the liveries. When you think of F1 cars, they have these super cool livery designs with all their sponsors on the side. And there's no exception here that the liveries are awesome. So let's begin with the first livery, and that is Jakey's livery, which has this sort of like salmon pink and like cream sand color design with the Jakey's Lager logo on there. There's also a couple of other sponsorships too that you'll see that are pretty consistent throughout all of them. Like you'll see the Dinka logo. You'll also see a number on the nose of the car as well. So that is Jakey's Lager. The next one is Sprunk, which, as you guys know, has that iconic sort of greenish yellow theme going on there. And it kind of has this like gradient on only the top part of the vehicle, which does give it an interesting dynamic. And we'll also look at how the respray options affect this car in a little bit. After Sprunk, you have Team Lezard, which kind of has like this Italian flag colors or Mexican flag colors, whatever you want, sort of like the green, the white, and the red. And then it has that like touch of dark yellow in the back. I actually really like this one. So Team Lezard, again, one of my favorites right here. The next one is Douche Racing, which has the iconic douche colors, sort of like the white and the burgundy orangey color. It also has some Ron and Atomic sponsorships on there. It's kind of hard to see with the white paint job that I have on the car right now, but it's a clean and simple design. I still really like the douche paint job. The next is Team Progen / Dinka. So because this car is Progen, it's a McLaren variant, but I'm guessing it has like a Dinka, which would be Honda engine. So it's Progen presented by Dinka for whatever that's worth. This is a really cool color. It sort of has a retro vibe with like the black, sort of the sand color, and the red. And then the top is obviously the white, but that would be any color that you choose. So I actually really like this one. Again, it's more of like a retro feel, at least for me. The next one is Pizvazzer, which has that like bright yellow Pizvazzer color with the red logos on there. I actually am a huge fan of this one. In fact, I think this is the one I ended up choosing for my design. So that's the Pizvazzer one. The next one is Atomic. It's hard to go wrong with Atomic. It's got that like iconic blue color. This one has the Atomic logo on there, zero gasoline on there. It has the number 12 on the front. So a really classic one right there that you could have a lot of fun with the other colors. The next one is Tension Motorsports, which is kind of this like two-tone white and black. The spoiler and the front bumper are black, but the body is white, and it has a handful of various sponsorships on there. So again, a pretty simple one, but I still actually like the Tension Motorsports one. The next one is Estancia Tobacco, which turns the entire car black with sort of like this white outline. And it's got the Estancia logos and a couple of other on there. I can't say I'm a huge fan of this one. I'm going to be really honest with you. The final one I absolutely love, though. It is the Redwood Racing one. Redwood has such good colors like the red and the light blue. So that's another great option that you can go with right there. However, let's move on to our primary colors today. Your primary color is going to have an impact on primarily the body of the entire vehicle. It also changes the color of the mirrors, which you actually don't have the option to upgrade. So that's what the primary color does. And the secondary color focuses specifically on the spoiler and the front bumper. So if you wanted to change up to have a fun little color there, you could do so. I just opted to go for white. There's also a handful of spoilers here. Now, by default, it comes with a spoiler, but Rockstar actually calls that none. So in order to get an extra traction bonus, even though the car already has a spoiler, you will need to select one of the other spoiler options. And there's a lot, like shortened 91 spec, 89 spec. They're really cool. Some look pretty similar, so you'll have to choose between a couple of them. But they're interesting spoiler designs, that's for sure. I also tried to see if you could remove the spoiler. It looks like without mods, you won't be able to do that. We'll take a look at what I mean a little bit later on in this video. Now, after that, you've got your wheels that you can actually change. And these open wheel cars have their own special types of wheels. They have race tires and rims. So as you guys can see here, a totally new type of tire that they introduced with totally new types of rims. So you have stock, Classic 5. There's also a stripped version of each one. So you have Classic 5, Retro Star, Triplex, 70s Spec, Super R5, Speedster, GP90, Super Spoke, Gridline, and Snowflake. So those are all your brand new tires and rims right there. Again, these open-wheeled variants have a specific set that no other cars in the game have. So that right there is pretty cool. Now, last but not least, there's also a special windscreen customization option where you can actually remove the windscreen altogether. You can add a lipped cowl. You can add a wind deflector, a raised one, a painted one. So it's another customization option that almost no other car in the game has. So that's really cool right there that you can have some of those. Now, let's bring the car outside of the LSC and see what else we can do. I wanted to see if you could change the color of the stock rims on this vehicle. Weirdly enough, the answer is no. Going through all the colors here, they remained the same. But what's great is a lot of the other wheel options look like they can be colored, and they look like they're just as good looking as the stock one. So that's not as big of a deal on this car as it is others. I also wanted to see what the extras on this car were. It turns out that you can pretty much remove every single panel from this car, which I found to be kind of interesting. Like, literally, this is what happens after removing all of the extras. You can see the car is completely bodiless. It has no spoiler on there, which is kind of cool because we can actually look at the detail of the car underneath. You guys can see how good the engine looks there and all the detailing that Rockstar put into this vehicle. But it's weird that you can remove everything. And I'm guessing when you're racing these cars, panels might fly off if you get into a crash or something like that. Or if you're just driving it around in free roam and you wreck it a bunch, that could happen as well. Now, this shouldn't really be a surprise because it is an F1 car, but you also can't open any of the doors, the hood, or the trunk on this vehicle. It just simply doesn't have the ability to. It isn't possible, so if you bring it to a car show, don't be able to show off that fun engine. And obviously, there's no doors. You just jump right into it. There's also no headlights on this car, which is going to make night driving a little bit interesting. There really isn't reverse lights either. You've just got that one red brake puck on the back of your car, and that is about it. So there's definitely some interesting things about this vehicle. And now let's actually get it out on the road. And again, to no one's surprise, this vehicle is incredibly fast. And that's why I think Rockstar ultimately opted to go for the open wheel category here, because how could they add these to the supercars without making it uncompetitive? Like, I feel like it would just be way too quick. So I feel like these cars are going to be lightning fast, but for good reason. And because of that, you'll only be able to race against other F1 types of vehicles. So overall, I think this is an incredibly fun new addition to Grand Theft Auto Online, these F1 cars. Rockstar definitely priced them like a fun new addition, though. I mean, both of them are over $3 million. So it's going to be interesting to see how many people shell out that amount of money for this type of vehicle. But I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. What do you think of the Progen PR4 when it's added to Grand Theft Auto Online? Are you going to be buying this vehicle? Are you going to be skipping out on it? Are you going to be waiting till it comes out on a discount or something like that? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Diamond Casino Heist videos that I'm going to be doing here on my channel over the next couple of days and weeks. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.